about farm animals. So there's jungle animals and farm animals, and ocean animals as well. Okay, so we are going to do it today is that we're going to integrate farm animals to all the areas of development in EYFS. Okay, so I believe that when we spark the children's curiosity, they're going to be, more inclined to learning. So, for the understanding of the world, this is for proposals, just to spark their curiosity. I would like the children to go to Minimura Farm so they can experience hands-on learning. So they will take a visit to a farm so they will see farm animals there. They can hear the sounds of animals and they can smell how the farm smells. They can smell food, they can smell grass, they can smell lots of using their senses when they go to the farm. And of course, they can also observe farm animals and crops. And part of the science integration with this as well, we can plant beans in the classroom. So we can just use the mung beans because it's easy to grow. And then they can observe, let's say, from day 1 to day 5, how does living look like from day 1, day 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so that's what we are going to do in our science. Next area, in mathematics, so we have the farm animals. We can just give it to them and then tell them, okay, can you group the animals according to their number of feet? Okay, so we can also put, let's say, the number 2 with the number word, and then let's say, okay, this is the first word. So 2 legs, so number 2 is there, number word is there, and then 4, dog, and then a donkey. So that's how we're going to integrate mathematics when we teach the theme farm animals. And also, they can sequence farm animals by size. So the toys that we have in the classroom have the same size, so we can borrow from teacher Lee again. So what is the smallest animal? So let's say we have, okay, I have my word there. Let's say chicken. Chicken will go first, followed by a goat, and then a cow, and then a horse. So smallest to biggest, and then the other way around, from biggest to smallest. So that's how we're going to integrate mathematics. Next area, communication in language. So we can add vocabulary to the children. So how do you call a mommy dog, let's say? How do you call a mommy dog? A dog. How do you call a baby dog? A puppy, so it adds up to their vocabulary. How do you call a baby cat? A kitten. How do you call a baby rabbit? A bunny. So during circle time, we can do that, so it adds up to their vocabulary because most children, they just know dog, they just know cat, they just know cow. So how do you call the baby animals of these farm animals? And another thing, we could play a game, guess farm animal from teacher's clue. So I can tell them, okay, I have a farm animal, and it says cock-a-doodle-doo. What farm animal is this? A rooster. Is a rooster a daddy chicken or a mommy chicken? A mommy chicken? A daddy chicken. A rooster is a daddy chicken. How do you call a mommy chicken? A hen. Okay, so that's what we can do with their communication and language. And then next, for expressive arts and design, okay, so we can sing songs about farm animals, including animal sounds. So we can sing bingo, Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah, so we can sing those songs with the children. And so this is too small. We can just also give them the big tubs outside, give them all the materials, and then let them play with it. Okay, create your farm. So, they will just do, let's say, soil. And then, where does a horse live? In a stable, so they can make a stable. Or they can, let's say, because we have this, what do you call this, like sand, kinetic sand. So it's blue, so they can use this as a pond for the ducks. Okay, so you can just give them all the materials and they can make their own sensory bins. And then another thing, okay, In the classroom, they can use Play-Doh to create a farming scenario as well. We have all Play-Dohs in the classroom, so anything that they can shape up with that Play-Doh, they cannot make a perfect horse or a perfect dog, let's say, or a perfect barn, but at least if you ask them, okay, what are you making? Teacher, it's a barn. Oh, okay, so your barn is like a lighthouse. So you just let them, because it's a barn for them. And then for literacy, so during circle time as well, or before nap time, we can read story about farm animals. So we have some examples of those books that we have. The Cow That Laid an Egg and The Naughty Sheep. And out from those books, they can have a role play. Of course, we as teachers have to prepare those materials for them. So let's say maybe just those, let's say a crowd, who's going to be the cow, who's going to be the sheep, let's say, and then they can act it out according to how the teacher read the story. Okay. And then next, physical development. So in physical development, they can pretend to be farm animals and move and sound like them. So with physical development, we can also integrate expressive arts and design. So let's say teacher is going to sing the song, round and round, round and round and round it goes, sometimes high and sometimes low. Here we all go, fiddle-diddly, chicka-boom, 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody walk like a cow. What does a cow say? Moo, 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 moo. And they sing it round and round and round it goes, sometimes high and sometimes low. Here we all go, fiddle-dee, chicka-boom, 1, 2, 3. Hop like a rabbit. Hop. Toing, toing, toing. Okay, so that's how we can integrate expressive art and design, and then at the same time they're doing gross motor activities too. And then next, for personal, social, emotional development, so during circle time we can talk about farm animals. So we can ask the question, which farm animals or farm creatures came from eggs? Do you think a cow came from an egg? Does a chicken came from an egg? So we can ask those questions. Egg came from the chicken came from the egg. Yeah, that's the same. And then how do you think do mommy animals look after their babies? So if a baby bird is feeling hungry, what does a mommy bird do? Okay, so we can ask those questions. So maybe a child will say, oh, mommy bird will go fly away and then look for worms and then take it to the nest. Yeah, so we can talk about that during circle time. And, okay, and then just to show you some photos of what we did last year. Okay, so teacher Alka has shown us the shadow science activity. So we had the shadow science experiment last year. So we have the animals, farm animals. So this is guide, but they use dinosaurs and other types of creatures. So they stick it in a popsicle stick, and then they can see the shadow of those animals. And then you can ask the question, okay, if the light is far, is the animal going to be big or small? Can you make it bigger? Okay, can you put the light near the horse, for example? Oh, now it's so big. Now can you put the light away? Is it getting bigger or smaller? So you can ask those questions to the children. It's okay.
It looks so cute.
That's one of the science experiments that we did last year.
Yeah, they can draw around the
they can draw as well.
Extension.
Yeah. And then another activity. They milked a cow. Because last year, due to COVID, we were not able to have a field trip. Yeah.
I saw one. Very big on the session.
So yeah, that's not a cow, but so sorry. Something else a cow at home, so we can also do that. So last year, Teacher Kuhn made a.
Is this cow?
I know it's an elephant. A pretend cow. So we can also do
You can
that.
make elephant as well.
So with that, they can also, exercise their fine motor muscles because they're pressing the gloves. And then you can ask them, oh, how much milk did you get from your cow? I only got a little, teacher. Yeah.
Concentration. Shows harder work.
Yeah. That's one of the activities. Sweating. So fun.
Too serious.
So it's one of the activities that we can do. And another thing for, let's say, cooking activity. They made homemade butter, which teacher Kuhn loved. Yeah. I made it and I did it together. Butter in a jar. This is Nachan. Happy birthday. She already spread the butter in her bread. So they were shaking the jar for 5 minutes. Anyway, waited for the butter or for the milk to coagulate.
Cream, right?
Half cream. So yeah. In this picture, she's just shaking the jar. And while they're shaking the jar, you can count with them. Okay, shake the jar while I count till 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they can count with you as well. So while shaking, they're making butter and counting at the same time. So that's like integrating mathematics as well. Play the guitar. Shake. Shake the whole day until I class graduated. Yeah. But make sure that you buy the correct one. Because I
Sometimes they expect you
You have to redo this.
shake.
And then we had an art activity. Sorry, I'm looking for it. So they created their own animal using a fork. So it's up to them. I did not give them any animal to paint with a fork. So I just told them, what's your favorite farm animal? What would you like to paint using your fork? But it should be a farm animal. Did you see fork? Fork painted animals. Oh, yeah. So this is Nana's art activity with the help of Mommy, of course. So yeah, using fork, they created their own farm animals. So those are just some of the activities that we could do when we incorporate theme in our lessons. They will have fun for sure, and hopefully Teacher Alka will approve the trip going to Okay. Our next trip, right? Alright,
I don't
so
know. Going
it's allowed now. Okay, so that's for it for our farm animal theme for kindergarten.